Greetings to all you soca fans. Are you ready? Welcome to the house of... Honey, come and let me know. And if you like the whoop-up, darling, you just tell me so. She said, no, honey, no, I don't want the loving, so she tell me, baby. She said, no, honey, no, I don't want the loving, so she tell me, baby. Whoop, whoop, you had me on the floor, honey. Whoop, whoop, you jam me through and through, baby. Whoop, whoop, you had me on the ground, darling. Whoop, whoop, you turned me round and round. She said, no, honey, no, I don't want the loving, so she tell me, baby, give me more. I say I want more, darling. I say, give me more. I say I want more. Give me more. I want more. Yeah, well, if you sweet and the jamming, tell me that I should move to the rhythm. I see you have the feel, grand action. Just show some more busy, girl explosion. And then you go catch me, honey, baby, you go make me fall. But when I grip you, honey, I don't easy enough at all. She said, no, honey, no, I don't want the loving, so she tell me, baby. She said, no, honey, no, I don't want the loving, so she tell me, baby. Walk, walk, you had me on the floor, honey. Walk, walk, you jam me through and through, baby. Walk, walk, you had me on the ground, darling. Walk, walk, you turn me round and round. She said, no, honey, no.
This is not politics. Please don't forget. I'm just practicing to be a poet. Not qualified as yet, but have no fear. I'm gonna get there. I'm not in this world to live up to your expectation. Neither are you in to live up to mine. I don't owe no one, no obligation. No one owes me none, so everything is fine, fine. I said I am that I am, I am, I am, I am. I am that I am, I am, I am, I am. I am that I am, I am, I am, I am. I am that I am, I am, I am, I am. Serious business. There is a time for everything, and for everything there is a season. So man and man must reason. So I think it's prime time that we address some more issues. Simple information I will use. No rocket science to get you confused. So relax your mind, make sure everything is fine while I take you down a poetic line. Trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease. That's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain. You now refrain. I remember you say Liberation Day, and I ask, you sure is that you wanna say? Cause you sounded so good to believe. And deception is a powerful thing when you lose your rightful thinking. So we voted for the bling. But you trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease. That's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain. You now refrain. Yellow, yellow all the way is what everybody say. Cell phone ring, man answering. Yellow, yellow, no hello. Teeth get yellow, house get yellow, bus get yellow, man get yellow, even green get yellow, and so says 11-4. When you trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease. That's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain. You now refrain. Old school parables say you know what you have, but you don't know what you go get. So cherish what you have to diminish regret. But what on earth lasts forever? Not even things created by the great Jehovah. So the green grass ceased to grow to allow the yellow vibes to flow. But boy, one song I sing, one bell a ring. If we didn't know, we never know yellow would have treated us so. When you trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease. That's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain. You now refrain. They began with the blame game, giving NNP more fame. Past administration, the cause of frustration. Past administration, chief of corruption. Then to economic recession, we can't give you attention. Economic recession, the cause of poverty in the land. Economic recession, no employment for the ordinary man. When you trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease. That's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain. You now refrain. All your projects are stuck in a pipeline. But when asked, how is the country going? Oh, fine. We are looking into it. Never mind. Only projects in pipeline. No water to cool down the yellow temperature. When will they start? Please answer that. Oh, soon. Maybe by the next full moon. Although things are turning at a very slow pace, we now run no race. 5 years is a lot of space. It's just a few hungry people in a place and a few disgruntled green people with their vexed face. When you trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease. That's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain. You now refrain. Busy governing, busy managing, busy politicking, busy neglecting, busy inflicting poverty and hunger throughout Grenada. 1,000 Frenchmen can never be wrong, but you hold your yellow conviction strong. So why not send them advisors home? They're sucking money like water in foam. And rehire the Imanis, less stress on the economy. You are Manchester, hold up the country. You didn't see us down by the Bury when they sent SSU to between. Trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease. That's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain. You now refrain. So we've heard about your internal division, but some can't digest that one. Remember the man say he's an asset to the party? And will we vote you without him? You left him with Glenn alone. Maybe they cloned. And however, I foresee a pretensive unity that will mislead a lot just before the next ballot. But you guys will have to come real good, cause it's a long time Grenada ain't eat a food. You think politician good? Trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease. That's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain. You now refrain. You remember in the Bible, God had a plan for Jonah to restore Nineveh? But who will restore Grenada? Is it the same Jonah? Lots of doubt, so I'm running up my mouth. And I ain't counting no chicken before the hatch. Politicians sometimes form a crooked batch. After they get the vote, they now sing one note. But here comes Fort Judy and Nancy Payne, with $1 million house and brand new car on the scene, while our hungry belly still grumbling. And you trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease, that's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain. So yellow people say, next election not me stain that finger, cause after we say enough from Jonah, here comes still with more pressure and hunger. And from the mouth of Grenada, only one thing I utter: the Congress neglect us, the Congress fail us. And I could never understand the distribution of the wealth. So drink your bush home if you want good health. And for real, we appreciate the free barrel, but they only come in December. So what we are do from January to November? Suck salt and drink Nawasa water. When you trick us with campaign promises, we won't stay at ease, that's the way it is. We've waited in vain, hoping you'll ease the strain, but you now refrain, you now refrain. By the way, what will be your theme for the next campaign? It can never be about change again. And in what language are you gonna tell people to vote for NDC? In Japanese or Chinese? You better wrap up $1,000 in yellow jerseys for we, or give us everything free as in the days of NNP, or else funeral for NDC. Whatever, Grenada still belongs to we, although nothing's...
Yes, folks, I am in studio.
By the Almighty. This poem may not be liked by you, but I know you will like this poem, for this poem is a problematic poem.
And we will be starting in a very short while. Yes, we will be starting in a very short while. I'm just making sure everything is working here properly. Yeah, just a little late this evening.
All you like people business, all interfering with the right man, fire for fire, man. Sing it. Good God, good God, good God. Just because I sing it, you got it so. All kind of wrong things what me people know. First they know some walking to one driving. Rumors all over about me they spreading. But I want them know that I'm conscious is Josh and bread. And no way hypocrites like them could ever frustrate my head. So to all those who like Uma, hearing more to say about Teller, cause it's me who kill Bishop and mash everything up. Dive on the treasury, I'm anti for the money. So look you hear me. Cause I like it, cry me down. Sky me down. Oh God, the songs will cry me down. Sky me down. All day we go with cry me down. Sky me down. Tell them. Oh God. Cost of living here keep rising daily. Unemployment rampant in this country. Prostitution is a priority. Up to now that them ballets can see. But of course they come out to distract me with their cheap limits. Man, even my children mother too, they make call for it. Because she do, she lambaste me, telling everyone I'm not.
Yes, folks, so you see I'm doing some work in the back here, just making sure that we can bring in the Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters at 8:30. Yeah, she's going to spend a little while with us tonight.
Because I like it, cry me down.
Yeah, you know those nights when everything that can happen does happen? Yeah, you remember we had those before? Yeah, this is one of those nights, yeah. And remember, all roads lead to Hope Beach on Sunday. Yeah, we're heading to Hope. Yeah, we're heading to Hope Beach on Sunday.
Politician here keep writing and playing, while taxpayers' money go down the drain. Agriculture gone so low, it's a shame. AIDS and drugs flowing down here like rain. But a humble guy like me who fighting for a living. Them bypassing that and on my back they keep on stabbing. Cause they see me as Judas, what they should know for they last. You see I don't monkey, jumping from party to party. If me all of them prefer, want to sell out grenade. So look at me, cry me down. Because I like it. Oh God, it sounds sweet. All day you put me, cry me down. Cry me down, tell them. Oh God, oh Lord. As some kids in India come walking rum. Now they own Grenville and half a tongue. We hospital condition out of bung. To be in the hell gates you're going down. Yet we doctors and nurses have to work with such condition. We don't have equipment for a simple operation. You see what's a cat take over. So all you sit down and try and tell her I is those minister that every day buying new car. But them still going on TV. They tell me they love the country. So look at me, cry me down. Because I like it. Oh, yeah, yeah. I think the government in this country should treat the people more seriously when they have their parliament meeting. Something constructive should be happening. I visit them one evening in the parliament meeting. Oh, what I see happening? Like these people high over cocaine. Why is the speaker speaking? In parliament the Kingston. Eric with a newspaper reading. In parliament the Kingston. They want to stop old people from driving. In parliament the Kingston. Get the long say joke they're making. In parliament the Kingston. Kingston all the time. They're blowing everybody mind. Kingston all the time. They're blowing everybody mind. I know this country have problems and there's nobody to solve them. The opposition making bros so the big boys could play in the house. We can't get lights, neither water. Look at the situation with Wassa. They only making confusion, building calls for horses to run. Why is the speaker speaking? In Parliament the Kingston. Murray with Tobago flag flying. In Parliament the Kingston. Sean Pan they always arguing. In Parliament the Kingston. They want to build course for horse racing. In Parliament the Kingston. The Kingston all the time. Blowing everybody mind. Dixon all the time. Blowing everybody mind. Food stuff are a shortage daily. Business places burning in the city. Before they watch these things seriously, the whole meeting is a comedy. Ridicule and the fatty giving, and all of the members laughing. Whilst they having a good time, we catching we royal behind. Why is the speaker speaking? In Parliament the Kingston. But we making sweet type for Selwyn. In Parliament the Kingston. So much of dirty water we drinking. In Parliament the Kingston. We have a telephone and it's working. In Parliament the Kingston. We preparing for election coming. In Parliament the Kingston. So he put a cabinet in the kitchen. In Parliament the Kingston. Every day Sicky playing. In Parliament the Kingston. Nothing in the country walking. In Parliament the Kingston. Since the speaker, sir, I really admire the behavior of the opposition. Shah and Pandey, they are always fighting among.
Yeah, you know how it goes sometimes. Yeah, I'm not even hearing properly in my headphones tonight for some reason. Yeah, all of a sudden I'm not hearing properly in my headphones. So let me say a special good night to all of you joining us via YouTube. Those of you who are on with us via Facebook.
He sent me down like prophets of old to cool the storm.
Yeah, I think I got that problem solved. So I'm hearing properly now. All right, so a special good night to all of you on the live. Let me see, I'm seeing Antonito, I'm seeing Sky, Maria. Let me see, I had to kind of change direction tonight because I had different things set up tonight. Let me see, Maria, public notice. Cynthia, I'm seeing you there. Beavis, let me see, Bernadette, Hillary, Oswald, Adrian Watts, good night to you. Bernadette, Angie, Cousin Koi, good night to you. Chris, yeah, I see you there as well. Stephanie, John, Gavin, Anastasia, Maria, Amanda, Pauline, Clive, Eliza, Marilyn, Alcy. Yeah, good night to all of you. Kim, Beavis. Yeah, let me see. Sharon, I'm seeing you there as well. Maud, Veronica, Janice, Hermina, Baby Daddy, good night to you. Stanley, good night. Louisa, Faithlyn, Halley, good night to you. Christine Otley, good night. Michelle Alexander, good night to you. Kathleen Knights, Sarah Lynn, and let me see who else is there. Wilma, yeah. Mayana, good night to you. And Gemma and Anne and Miriam, yeah. Lorna, let me see. Phyllis is there as well. Yeah. In case I missed you, just understand what's going on tonight. I have to change wrong everything, how I'm doing everything tonight. So you realize I have to be watching over here to get all the names tonight. Yeah, so I'm seeing all of you. April, Errol Bonaparte, Cynthia, good night. And over on Facebook, let me see who is over there on Facebook. Kathy Pope, good night to you. Donalyn, Denise, let me see, Raphael, Nigel, Cicely, oh boy, I'm not sure I could see that name. Tagua, Miranda, yeah, Denise, good night to you. And Joseph, Christine, good night. Gil, Kathy Albert, Carol Celestine, Denise, good night to you. Donna, good night. Ibrahim, good night to all of you. And I am not going to be taking calls right now. Yeah, because I'm just setting up right now to take the Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis on air. So I don't want to take any calls there yet. All right. Yeah, I want to make sure that I have everything working properly before we move forward. Yeah, anyway, I want to make sure everything is there. You understand? Nice. So all of you, Denise, yeah, all of you there on the live, a special good night to each and every one of you. Yeah, I find the live sticking on my end. Yeah, send a message and let me know if the live is sticking on your all end. Yeah. Oh boy, one of those nights, as I said, one of those nights. Yeah, one of those nights. Yeah. And I said we're heading to Hope Beach on Sunday. It starts at 10 a.m. You're going to be able to interact with your various parliamentary members. The New National Party family. Yeah, just not a team, it's a family. We're going to be up there on Sunday.
Rule this country 25 years with sweat and tears. But then the finite dread, pressure till
So I said I don't want to start on anything. I want us to interview the Honorable, and then after that we'll get here. You'll go on to anything else after that. All right. So I'm not going to be taking the calls yet. Nope. Not going to be taking the calls yet. All right. Nice. Good. Good. Yeah. Yeah. So hold off on the calls.
It's them who lost, who I black in the lifetime, I black in them in debt. Even if you live way though, nothing you wouldn't get. I just watching and laughing, oh. No more each morning, same complaints about lights and drains. No more the big headache if it's got going to make. No more racket to stop and no more bubble to cover up. Are doing well, is them in hell. Tell all them cross, it's them who lost. And now I'm free to travel and make me foreign tours. Don't care, have no deputy to dig up in me drawers.
And folks, I think it's close enough for us to begin. And let me just make sure that the Honorable is hearing me before I pull her up on the screen. A special good night to you. Are you hearing me clearly?
Good night, Sheldon. I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Absolutely wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And folks, let me bring her up on the screen right now for you all. Yeah, let me make sure and bring up the nice lady there for you all. Yeah. The Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters, a special good night to you, ma'am.
Good night, Sheldon, and let me also say good night to all of your viewers, your listeners on the various media platforms. I follow from time to time, and I see the numbers keep rising. It means you're doing something good. You keep attracting people to that program, and I must commend you for that.
Well, we are doing something good because it's a team effort. It's not about me, it's all of us.
Definitely.
All of us. How have things been going with you, and how is baby?
Well, first of all, let me say the baby is good. I think he's at the stage where he's teething. So he's been a little fussy, lately, but it's all good. Everything is okay. He's growing very nice, and I'm so happy to have my blessing. Biggest blessing in my life, I would say. But generally, other than that, things are okay. There are some tough days. There are some quiet days, but generally things are fine.
All right. And the constituency of St. Andrew Northeast. I usually say SANE. S-A-N-E. SANE.
S-A-N-E.
Yes.
St. Andrew Northeast. St. Andrew Northeast is good. I can tell you that as constituents, as a people, we are very strong. We are resilient. We believe in God. We believe in faith and hope. So despite the challenges that, that was meted out to us, we continue to remain strong.
Now, what are some of the challenges that you've been facing as an MP now in opposition? We know you've had a term already as a parliamentarian in government. What are some of the challenges that you're facing now in opposition?
There are many, many challenges that our constituents are faced with now. And I think it's challenges that the general population of the citizens of our country are feeling as a result of a change of government, not realizing that we are all citizens of Grenada, and went on to this political divide to segregate and to remove all perceived supporters of the new National Party from various government benefits. So we have seen the loss of jobs. Over 100 of our constituents, were placed, over 100 I counted, and that is the amount I know. But I'm sure there are others who would have lost their job, put on the breadline. And, this is a major concern for us. But I always say to them, let's believe in God. Let's do what we have to do to make it. Let's stand together, and we're going to do just that. Then I also think about the elderly citizens who, were promised just before the election or during the election that, you needed more, and then 150 was removed from them, trying to blame it on the former administration. And sometimes we emphasize the 150 removal on the elderly, but it's not only the elderly. A young lady who has 9 children, 5 lives with her. She said she usually collected $350. When she went 2 months ago, she got only $75. She really and truly thought it was a mistake. So, and she's a single parent with 5 children. She has 9, but 5 lives with her at the moment, and that is her present situation. You can also think about, the replacement of workers arbitrarily without even giving consideration to the family members who depended heavily on them, and the infrastructural challenges that we also face. It is a lot that our constituents are being faced with at the moment, but we are standing firm, we are standing strong together.
And it's worrying as well, because we do have this situation where at the end of this month, we know many people who are working, doing the security jobs, and there are many in your constituency who are working in various security companies. They have been told that they're into their last few days. Not even last few months or weeks, but last few days.
And that is the situation that we have to deal with. So what we continue to do as a constituency, you know, raise funds to assist those as little as we can without any government support. Sometimes we assist them to pay their bills, we assist them to buy groceries. You know, some of them, they still come to the office. We don't have any services officially provided there, but we try to do our best. And as you indicated, that Mountain, more people will be added to that list because they will be sent home, and they were not counted as part of the over 100 I told you about. So it is a really, really tough situation. And I call on the government to do better. I call on the government to consider the families, the children of these individuals who depend on them. It is not easy. I cannot support this, Sheldon.
Indeed. And we've also seen a situation outside of the 150 and the people who've lost their jobs in those areas, that there are other issues within the constituency, and we have this constant blame game instead of trying to solve the issue itself. And I know you're a person that's focused on solving the problem. You have no time for the blame game. You work on solving the problem. And you did send out a release quite recently in relation to the state of the bridge in that particular bridge.
The Simon/Pearls boat bridge, because it connects Simon and Pearls. So people have to understand the history of that bridge, and it is a boat bridge. So what happens here is that there are many vehicular traffic that would ply that route. And as a result of the material that is being there, it's bored. So it requires regular maintenance. In 2020, that bridge was completely refurbished under my watch. It happened. And I've seen people saying, if you did a good job, then we would not have been here today. The fact is that the bridge was constructed at a time when Grenada did not have all that vehicles. Also, the heavy-duty vehicles, the truck, remember, we are expanding in terms of services that we provide to our nation. So we have heavy-duty trucks plying that route. So that board now needs regular maintenance. So coming into office in 2022, the new administration had to realize, and government is a continuum, so you cannot look back and say, well, we're not responsible. The fact is, you are the present administration, therefore, the responsibility is yours. And what residents are basically asking of them is to let us hear what your plans are, because the bridge was closed without consideration or consultation with the residents. So they're just asking to hear something. I did not take it on my own and decide, well, I want to make noise because I am the member of parliament. I had a meeting with the Association of Returning Nationals. They held a petition with over 300 of the residents who signed on to that petition, indicating that they are severely inconvenienced as a result of the closure of the bridge. And as a result of that, I had to lend my voice. Of course, it is my responsibility as a member of parliament to stand with the residents, to stand with the constituents, and to help them raise their voices so that those in authority can listen and can understand the inconvenience faced. Some people said it's not an inconvenience because there is another route to Pearls. Of course, there are many other routes to Pearls. However, what about the supermarket, newly established supermarket? The businesses in that area are severely affected. Then we have a daycare. The owner of the daycare, she came to me and she indicated that she's considering closure because it is difficult for parents now to go the extra mile to get the children to that daycare. Then we have other shops and parlors and mini restaurants there. The wholesale trucks are not going the extra mile to drop off goods. So it is difficult. Today I was having discussions with some people from the Pearls area, and they said the busmen what they are doing, they're dropping them just before the bridge. So if they have load, they have to walk with it across the airport to carry to their homes. It is a challenge. And this is another call, a clarion call, to get the authorities. So the authorities need to come inform the residents what the plans are. I'm saying you can have a long-term plan, yes, and that will be welcome. But what will be the temporary measures put in place to reduce the inconvenience faced by the residents of the area?
And we also have a situation where some of the buses pass through that area as well, both as a shortcut, and some people, they're going on a tour, they pass through that area because
Yes.
your constituency is the only place in the English-speaking Caribbean you could find two planes from the Soviet era
Exactly.
with the markings.
Exactly.
So that's the only
And
place you could find it in the English-speaking Caribbean.
yes, so it is a route that has been used regularly, and to be closed off going over 3 months now without any information to the residents and to the users of that road. We believe that the government can do better. So we are asking them to please consider the users of that bridge and hold consultations with them to update them on the current status of the bridge.
All right. And folks, we are speaking with the Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters. I had to give the full thing, I given the full thing. And
that is good.
and just in case folks may not know, I've known the Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters
Donkey years.
from since roughly 2005. And some people ask the question, well, where you come out and different things like that. I've known you involved in youth work. As I said, I still have video of you painting Paradise Bridge probably back in 2006, 2007 with your community group. So you've been involved in youth work for many, many, many years. You ain't that old, but you've been involved for a long, long, long time in youth work and so.
And you are so correct, Sheldon. And I sometimes I sit back and I reflect on the youth development or youth involvement work that I was part of before getting into frontline politics. And it goes to show that our people pay closer attention to you when you're in politics more than when you're out of politics. So you could be volunteering. And during those times, social media was not as popular. So we were out there doing community activities, just being involved. I remember also going around with that red ministry bus. Some people may not know that red bus coming and pick me up in my home.
If they know that bus, they know nothing. If they know that bus, they know nothing.
Going around to the different villages to judge the best village competition, and these are the things that we were involved in. But as I said, social media was not so popular at the time, so we were not out there doing things to just post. We were doing it because we believed in community activism and community togetherness. So we worked hard to improve the communities by doing that. But I've been around, as you said, and there are people who know and who understand.
And not just that, but I think all of the convent girls probably on tonight. I know they're on in their numbers because even in 2013 when I got to office, some of the first visitors were some of your students coming to convince me to buy some bush tea because they had packaged the bush tea and so. And that was in there was this competition,
the junior achievement program. So I led the junior achievement program for 10 years. In my tenure as a teacher at St. Joseph's Convent, Grenville. And out of that 10 years, we were able to win the local competition 7 times out of the 10, and we placed second twice and third the other time. We also placed second in the worldwide competition in Uruguay, and this was a major achievement for us as a small island going out there, representing and placing second. So I've been there. And the ministerial complex was always a main target for selling our products and services. And we did well because, young people doing something constructive, productive, using our local materials to produce a variety of products. I was so passionate about the Junior Achievement Program. So we worked extremely hard during that program.
Yes, indeed. And I'm saying all of this because I want to segue now into the Ministry of Youth and some of what is happening now because I know a lot of people in the Ministry of Youth. I'm hearing some stories. I don't know if you're hearing the stories that I'm hearing. I'm hearing some
I'm hearing,
stories. But
I'm hearing a lot of stories, Sheldon, and I summed it up. I summed it up in 3 words as to the current situation. And I said what is happening there based on what I'm seeing and based on what I'm hearing is 3 words: arrogance, ignorance, and inexperience. That's the 3 words I summed up what is happening there now. Because we came from a government who were passionate and invested heavily in youth development. Several programs geared at empowering, geared at engaging our young people. We always boast about the Imani program because we have seen how it has transformed the lives of many of our young people. And I always say, they know. So you move from an Imani to a teacher, to a principal, from an Imani to a banker, to the manager of the bank. You move from an Imani to a university graduate. And these are the success stories that we can speak about that has transformed the lives of many of our young people with the Imani program. But and as I mentioned on one of the programs I did in another place about the Empower program, a very important program that was designed specifically for our young men. And some people did not want to hear when I indicated it was conceptualized by former Prime Minister and now our political leader, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell. By attending some of the youth programs we had in place at the times, realizing that 90% of the participants were females. So in his wisdom, he indicated that no, we had to do something different or designed specifically for the young men. And that was when the Empower program came in, which we started, the first group of Empower participants started in 2018 when we came into office after that election there. And that program transformed the lives again of a lot of our young men. Today, we've seen that this program continues. Of course, it's a good program, so it continues, but on a smaller scale, with a smaller budgetary allocation. And that is my concern, because if you reduce the allocation, it means you are reducing the number of participants you're given the opportunity to benefit from that program, or you are reducing the amount of services offered under that program. There were graduation a few weeks ago. Over 400 young men graduated, and we have not heard what's next. So the graduation, what's next? In our time, what we had in place, many of the young men had very creative ideas, very creative. So they were given the tools, all the resources needed to set up their small businesses, and the Youth Biz department would have supervised and monitor and ensure that, they were going on, they were operating successful businesses. And so I heard recently also the Empower graduation at the prison, because we know we have young people, of course, they came in conflict with the law, they are in prison, but when their term in prison and they have to come back to fit into society. So that Empower program there, we also had it within the Her Majesty's prisons. And I understood the graduation took place sometime last week. One of the persons who attended said, they cried. They cried for 2 reasons. Happy tears to see that the young men who are in prison are given an opportunity. But they were also sad to know that whoever represented the government, the current administration, they made no mention of how these programs started and who did the hard work to ensure that the young men at prison received that opportunity. So listening to those stories there, it is difficult. And then you look at what is happening there in terms of any new program for our young people, nothing yet. So I'm still waiting. I do have patience.
Not a single new youth program or new youth initiative has been started by this administration. And I often juxtapose that with what took place with the new National Party and coming into office in 2013. And we were able, within less than a year, within roughly about 6 months, to have close to 3,000 young people under that Imani program and still reactivating other programs, youth ambassadors, etc., etc. And then in 2018, starting the Empower program. And I think what is interesting, though, and I think a lot of people who are listening right now, and we see the numbers keep going up because it's Kate Daddy, so the numbers keep going up. One of the things that, and yes, Meryl, we see you. Meryl is out there in one of your constituents. She's out there in New York, and if I don't call her name, her and Yvonne, if I don't call two of them name, they go upset.
Right. Hi, Meryl and Yvonne.
But what a lot of folks don't realize about Empower is that the same program where the young people were given tools after they completed the training, and you went into the areas where there were young men that were in problems, and you got them. Was that part of that same program? Because I know you all had Fly, you all had Empower, and all of these programs.
Right. Yeah. So the program Fly, fostering level-headed youth, was done at a community level. Because when you have those national programs, there are some young people who seem to get lost. So you would not find them in this program. They have to come to the youth center. They have to come down to the ministry. So we decentralized it. The Fly program was a more decentralized program, community-based. So we went into communities that was deemed at risk by the social development team. So the last two communities we were in La Poterie in St. Andrew Northeast, and we were in Soubise in St. Andrew Southeast. Other communities benefited before. And you go into those communities, so you would meet these young people who will not come out of their communities for whatever reason. And then they were given the opportunities to receive the same training, soft skills, as well as the technical skills. So we were able to get them to boost their morale, boost their confidence, and at the same time develop their skills and vent out to go out there into that job market. The Empower program, as I indicated, the young men, you gave them 1 year of training opportunities in a variety of areas. And after that, they were armed. They were given the tools, the equipment, whatever machines, whatever it is they needed, the resources needed to start up their businesses. And so we are proud of the achievements of what we have contributed towards the youth development of our young people. The Empower program was such a big program, and it was so inspiring that right now we see in Trinidad and Tobago, they have Empower TT. And somebody who was confused asked me in another place, wasn't it a regional program? And I had to say no. I had to clarify that at a regional conference discussing, the strategies to tackle youth problems and so forth, I raised the Empower program as one of the programs we in Grenada has implemented. And again, Shamfa Kojo, she's the Minister of Youth in Trinidad and Tobago. She saw it, at the time, she saw it as a good program that she can implement within her country. And today, Empower TT is happening.
No, and that's wonderful, because now they're taking programs from Grenada and they're trying to implement it because they see how it's working in Grenada and they want it to work in their countries. I remember vividly that there were some young men that were actually doing small equipment operating and so on, some that were doing surveying, building construction, and there were some young men as well, when they completed the Empower, you saw them receiving their weed eater and their pressure washer and all of these things. But I don't find I seeing that now.
There were young men who were interested in music because they could sing, they have that musical skill. So they were given the laptops, they were given all the musical instruments needed. The young men who were interested in tailoring or sewing, they were given the machines. Those, as you said, those in the landscaping area, they were given all the tools and equipment, so they did not have to worry about, Lord, how am I going to start that business? Where I'm going to get the resources to do it? We did not give them the money in hand, because we wanted to ensure that they use the tools. Instead of, if you give them cash, they may use it for something else. So we gave them the tools, and we ensured that the tools were used for the right reason. The barber shops, they were giving out all the barbering equipment. We did so much for our young men that right now I'm wondering if these benefits are going to continue. I'm just praying and hoping that it will.
Now, being a person with a background in business, as in you taught business at the
Yes.
secondary school level and plus the young achievers and so.
Yeah.
Was it a situation that you all were doing follow-up with these young men? You didn't just give them a weed eater and forget them, but that you all were doing follow-ups with them to check on how they're going and that sort of thing. And as far as you know, is that being continued right now?
So I can speak about our Youth Bees department. Youth Bees, we rebranded the Grenada Youth Enterprise Initiative in 2019 into Youth Bees because we wanted to make youth entrepreneurship one of our flagship programs offered to our young people, to get more young people to see themselves as being employers rather than being employees. So we rebranded the Youth Biz, the Grenada Youth Enterprise Initiative, into Youth Biz. And with that, we also had a small business support center that we established in St. Mark. So we gave them the opportunity to a place where they can go to complete their business plans and so forth. What happened? The Youth Biz department would ensure that the young men who moved on to entrepreneurship from the Empower program, they did all the follow-ups. So they were able to ensure that the equipment were used, the businesses were started, and that they were progressing in a successful way, operating successfully. It got to the point for some of the young men where they were operating so successful that they needed additional funding. And Youth Biz is paired up with the Grenada Development Bank, GDB. So we had an establishment or a relationship with the Grenada Development Bank where our young people who came under the Youth Biz program, we assisted them in applying for loans at the GDB so they can fund their small businesses. And some of the young men from the Empower program, they were able to apply for up to $25,000 to further expand the businesses that they started under the Empower program.
And that's exceptionally wonderful that approach was taken. That you mentioned the operationalization of a youth business center. And I'm going over these things because I know a situation may occur just now that some people may go to a youth business center that's already open, pull a ribbon in front of it, cut it, and say that, look, would they just do a youth business center? So before that happened, just tell us a little bit about the youth business center.
Right. So the aim was to have at least one business support center in every parish. So the first one we established was in St. Mark. And we also used the Ministry of Youth Business Department that was the main location. So that area we catered for the people in the south of the island there. We collaborated also with the GIDC, and one was established at the Simon Industrial Park. So that was that street. And we were on the verge of opening one in St. David. Well, the pictures are up. You can go back on the Ministry of Youth page before June 2022, and you would see the progress of the Youth Biz Support Center. And we were just about to open. We were in the phase where we were just ensuring that the right equipment, the computers, everything was set up, because that Beaton Community Center was refurbished into a business support center. So all the refurbishment work was already completed and was just about to be opened. I have not heard anything about the reopening since, and it's almost 1 year later.
I know the last thing I heard about the Beaton Community Center, because I spent several years in that community and very close to the center, is that the keys end up in some other people's hand. All of a sudden, that's the situation.
I
the
was
keys and all
curious
that.
to find out what was happening, because remember, the building was completely renovated, And we were already in the process of, just ensuring that all the materials, all the equipment needed for operation was there. So I'm not sure what can happen there 1 year later. So
And specifically, that was placed in St. David because you're speaking of a situation of a very, very large constituency,
yes,
with
and a
lots of
large
people.
population of young people.
Yeah.
And as I said, our young people are very creative, innovative ideas, and part of our role or goals at the Ministry of Youth at the time was to get young people to see themselves more as employers rather than employees. So youth entrepreneurship was high on our agenda, and we wanted to ensure that it was one of our flagship programs offered to young people.
Now, Minister, another area, because I know pretty soon you have to go because somebody going to be calling you just now.
Baby duty calls.
Yes, I know you'll
Baby
have
duty
to leave us in a while. One of the things that we have been hearing about is the Simone Cultural Center within your constituency. Give us a synopsis of how we came up to the point of construction was due to begin. I believe a contractor was selected, etc. Give us a little
Construction
rundown.
started.
Wow.
Construction started. Yes.
Give us a little rundown of what was taking place there because we're hearing
Well,
all kinds
I
of stories.
always give the history of the Simon Cultural Center and how important that project was for me as an individual and for the people of the Simon Paradise Falls area, St. Andrew Northeast by extension, the parish of St. Andrew, and of course the country Grenada as a whole. So the cultural center to me has been top priority. So once I got into government in 2018, I indicated from the get-go to the cabinet that this is a project I would like to see return to the people. And of course, with the support of the other members of parliament from St. Andrew, we continue to push for it. So immediately after getting into office in 2018, the old structure, the old whatever remained from the old cultural center, it was demolished. So the demolition took place. Then we had the fencing off of the area. We had to fence to secure it, to protect the area, because if we did not do that, what was happening there at the time? Animal grazing. We did not want people to just go set up these businesses were set up there. So we had to protect the site. So the fencing was done, and the people in the area were consulted, so they understood that this was the reason we are going to fence off the area to protect it, because we wanted to see the return of the Simon Cultural Center. And that happened 2018, 2019. If you understand how things go, it's not always a fast track process. You have to take your time to get things done. Unfortunately, we were further stalled because of 2020 when COVID came on our shows. But I always say during the time we did not give up on the project. So we had things done, like the topography of the area was done. Consultations were held with the constituents, with the parishioners to, let them know the project is coming back and to get their feedback as to what they would like to see happen there in terms of the type of structure that will go there. We identify the contractors for the designs and following the drawings, and so that was done. It was back and forth. The Ministry of Infrastructure, together with the Ministry of Culture, spearheaded these aspects of the return of the Simon Cultural Center, and we got to the point where the final designs and drawings were completed. Control went through the procurement process, and the contractor was selected, and work started. If you follow closely on my Facebook page, you would see that the work actually started a few months before the election. After the election, the work stopped. And it was a concern for me because I understand how the cultural center benefited the people of the area, benefited the people of the parish, both directly and indirectly. So it became a real concern when we did not hear nothing, but in just driving through the area, you realize that no work was taking place. So then I raised it as a concern. And then we heard things like the design was not done properly. It was an empty shell. And I say, how can we as a people discredit the work of the stakeholders, all the stakeholders involved in that process? Remember, you're looking at the workers, the engineers, the Ministry of Infrastructure, the workers, the staff members at the Ministry of Culture. Then you have the established engineers, Barry's Engineering, Gleam's Engineering. These are the people who worked on the project. And then the contractor who was successful was Kenny Strockin, a well-established and well-known contractor. So when you hear these allegations, you have to be concerned. And then what you see happen later on, they come back with a design to indicate this is the better design. But when you look closely, by adding colors, putting wall hangings into a design, into a drawing, is not saying much. These are the things that will come eventually after. Of course, you cannot just have a building without it being painted. So if the original designer drawing, the color was not bright enough for you, and you do that, you cannot come to say, well, you do a better design. And of course, you know me, I have to do further investigation. So speaking to the contractor, he indicated that there was no major changes made to the design, no major changes, just a few electrical changes and so forth, a few rooms added to the structure. So there was no structural changes. Then we heard the minister indicated no environmental impact assessment was done. But he never said they did one. So, all these things, and that is where I came to the point where it's all about arrogance, ignorance, and inexperience. So I'm calling again on this current administration to get back the Simon Cultural Center project ongoing. Let's see the restart of that project immediately, because we are already full speed ahead.
Now, one of the things with that is that we've seen them speaking about the Simon Cultural Center and many other projects and so that have been started by your ministry when you were in charge of that ministry. But they have two advisors in that ministry right now. Two advisors to advise two ministers in that ministry. And we're not seeing even 1/5 or 1/6 or even we're not seeing any of the achievements that you were able to have. We're not seeing that now. It's just
without any official advisor that they have. No. So I'm saying it is time that we understand our responsibilities and start getting the work done. It is not about grandstanding. It is not about giving people the impression that you know it all. It's an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity to ask questions, because the minister responsible stood in Parliament and said that no consultation was held with the people. This is a simple question that you could have asked. You could have just find out, was it done? When you come across like that, people are losing trust and confidence in you because they were a part of the consultation process. So I'm saying again, it's a level of arrogance and ignorance, giving the impression that I know it all and we're going to get it done. But it's more talk than action. And it is not, this work about governance is not about sounding good. It's about getting the work done, because our people know when work is being done and other people know when work is, an illusion is created that work is being done.
And yes, folks, we are speaking with the Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters. And we know that pretty soon she has to run off from us. I already passed her time by about 7 minutes. And I started
that's okay. That's okay. I could do another 10 minutes.
Yes,
so that's okay.
Another 20 minutes. We heard you. All right. So, And many of the folks online are saying hello to you, but I know you'll see them. She'll see the messages after. I can't read out all the messages now, folks.
Yes.
She will see the messages after, I can guarantee you. All right. Now, the constituency itself, I want to head back to the constituency itself. You had several projects that you had completed. You had several projects that were, some of them were started, they were taking place at the time. I know, in fact, I think I saw Blaze Road today. You put up Blaze Road. And I realize from time to time you remind people of some of the projects.
Yes.
Give us a rundown. Some of the projects that were taking place. What is happening?
Right. So we had a lot of projects taking place or completed during my tenure. Well, I'm still a member of parliament, but during the time our government, our party was in office, and there were three major road projects that were in progress just before the general elections. And to date, only one of those projects were completed. And Sheldon, I laugh here because they tried to claim it as if that is their project. But our people are so alert and our people pays attention so much that could not have happened. What is sad though, that outside of that project, we have not seen any other small, medium, or like no other project completed within the constituency. And you know, I'm always in discussions with the stakeholders responsible, and I'm asking, what is it taking place? And you know, one of the officers said to me that during your time I was so busy, you know, with phone calls, with checking projects, checking work. He said right now 4 constituencies I'm looking after, not one project happening at this time. So the work of the officers responsible are, you know, they have not much work to complete at this time because there are not much projects taking place within those constituencies, including my constituency, St. Andrew Northeast. So I'm hoping, because the people are accustomed with several special projects. If I go to name all these projects, I'm sure that it will just take the rest of the program. But we had major road construction projects. We can speak about Blaze Road construction project with railings. We can speak about the La Poultry Farm Road project. We can also speak about the Upper St. John water installation project. Right now, they can open their taps inside their house. Major, you know, such an important project for the residents there. The Simon Back Road project, now the Simon Beach Road project, the Conference Dog Lane Road project. You know, and these things I'm just spitting out of my head. We did so much. We transform. I know we spoke about the Simon Boat Bridge and the tourism activities because of that plane there. We transformed that area by securing the area, putting the fencing, the security booth, the toilet facilities. You know, we did all that. I also remind people of the Moya retaining wall that we did. There were so many infrastructural projects. But with that infrastructural projects, we also had many important projects. The Batchman toilet, what they call it, wash now? Wash has always been there. There are many people who benefited from the Batchman toilet and the housing repair program. Yes, they are continuing that, but these are things that you made there. Give us something to say that, well, yes, you were serious about governance. You had plans to transform. All what I've seen so far, the transformation started way before, and it's just a continuation of what was meant. So we are yet to see anything, any new projects within the constituency of St. Andrew Northeast.
Ahoma people tell me to tell you good night. You know who we're talking about in Ahoma. Ahoma people tell me to tell you good night.
Because I did not mention the Ahoma by road project. So that is another major project that we did up there. And you know, I'm happy that you raised Ahoma and people saying hi there, because during the time when the Tivoli Medical Center was deemed infrastructure, you know, it's not being able to use because of the infrastructural challenge that it posed the earth movements. And so we were just completing the renovation of the Ahoma Community Center for use by the residents there. But we needed a place to house the medical center. What was happening at the time, because of the infrastructural challenges with the main medical center, Tivoli, residents of Tivoli, La Portrie, and so had to go up to Hermitage. Hermitage is a smaller station. So I said to the Minister of Health, Minister Steele at the time, that we can transform the newly refurbished Ahoma Community Center into that medical center. And that was done. And today it is used. But do you know what the plans of these people are? To move that center from the community center. There is a downstairs that can be developed. The community can get access to the downstairs for usage, and so forth. But you're going to move it into one of your political activist place. You are going to renovate the political activist place, plus pay a rent for usage. I don't want to say much more on that, Sheldon, but we have to make better use of our taxpayers' dollars.
I could say a lot on it, I could say that several places were, you don't say nothing. Let me say it. I could say that several places were looked at.
I will leave it up to you.
Yeah, I would say several places were looked at, and they decided to use that particular place, which is more expensive than other more suitable places that they saw. And there are reasons that they decide to use that place. And Livingston Nelson, you didn't say nothing, eh? Right, nice. Yes, so because I was going to ask you about that particular issue itself, because I have been hearing of many of the constituents are very, very concerned. Again, the facility that they've chosen.
Not just concerned, they are angry.
Yeah.
They are angry.
And it's right in front of a gas station. So again, they're very concerned about their safety, and they're concerned about what is taking place there, because Tivoli people and Ahoma people and Northeast people in general, they know what's going on.
It is we have to ask the question: are we in office to ensure that our political activists benefit from our taxpayers' dollars, or are we there to ensure that the well-being of our citizens are taken care of? We have to ask the question.
Yes, indeed. And as I nearly said minister, I know. But MP has said she was with us for 10 minutes again, so she has roughly about another 4 minutes with us again. I can't keep her all that time. She has to go. Any other issues you want to raise at this time on behalf of the people of St. Andrew Northeast? I know that there are many, many issues. You've spoken about the issue in relation to the 150. As an MP, speaking to some of these people, what are some of the stories that you've been hearing out there from some of the people that were receiving that seed money and their hand break right now? They can't stretch it.
Yeah. You see, what is happening there? This thing is happening while we see the rise in the cost of living. So the spending power of our people has drastically decreased. So it is difficult for families now at this time to make it. It is difficult for them to send the children to school because the seed money was used as transportation assistance for our children to go to school. In some cases, it was used to buy food. And students were able to come to the constituency office to seek assistance for a variety of services. Constituents on a whole, these services, they are now deprived of. And I give an example that, there were one time I visited a spice imaging place in Grenville, and an elderly gentleman came there. And he showed the clerk there that, this is what the doctor prescribed for him to get. And he was asking which one. When she gave him the price of, it was about 7 different procedures he had to do. And he was asking which one is most important. She said to him, they are all important. He said, well, you only have money for one. And, I felt so sad for him, because I know if we were in office, he would bring that paper to the office, and you would see that we organized to ensure all the procedures that he had to complete was paid for. This was an elderly gentleman, and I just felt sorry for him. And this is a reality that people are now faced with. Those who had issues with any bill payment, they would come, direct them, and we assist them in getting those assistance. The healthcare assistance.
Oh boy, it seems as though our internet connection or
So that they can get it done.
okay, you dropped off there for a short. You dropped off there for a short while. That's maybe the internet's ways of saying that it's time to wrap.
It's time. It's time. I think so. Because
but just
there are
before you
several
go,
issues.
But just before you go though, I wanted to ask on the constituency itself, because we have a situation now where we have a sitting MP, and through the constituency office, various services were being offered. What are you telling me now? That none of these services are offered within the constituency of St. Andrew Northeast anymore. There is no government office that all of these services, whether it be to apply for seed and all of these things. Is there an office in St. Andrew Northeast offering these services? And if so, who mans that office?
I can speak that at the constituency office, the office of the parliamentary representative, we do not have any government resources afforded to us to provide any of these services. Upon inquiry as to where these services can be provided, no one is able to give an answer. So our constituents are currently deprived from receiving those services. And that is the situation as it is. I'm not sure if there is any place, maybe it's in someone's house, they have to go, I'm not sure, but there is no place in St. Andrew that I know of right now in St. Andrew Northeast that they can go and apply for such services.
And this is a serious situation, because the people of St. Andrew Northeast ought to be treated the same way as anybody else in any other constituency.
As
this is unfair.
any other constituencies. So, I heard my colleague MP Pierre, Emlyn Pierre, made a call at our last sitting of Parliament to let us know where we can direct our people to receive those services. You don't want it in our offices, that's okay. But at least give us the benefit that we can at least inform our people as to where they can access these benefits if they are available.
Indeed. Any final words to your constituents, including all of those that in Brooklyn, in the UK, and in Canada, that only harassing me with text messages every 2 minutes to say good night, say good night, say good night, say good night?
Well, let me say a special good night to everyone, those of you who took the time to listen to me. And I just want to let them know that as a party, NMP was built on strong foundation. NMP will continue to be strong. We have to work together. We have to refocus. We have to stand strong, and we will rise again. Let's continue to be a force to be reckoned with as we know it, and we can do it. As MP, I will continue to stand with my people. They are standing with me, and I said we're in opposition, and if we have to suck salt, we go suck salt together. When time for sweetness, we go enjoy it together. But I remain committed. And again, I just want to encourage our people. It is tough times, but tough times never last. Tough people do. So I wish everybody a good night, and, see you all on Hope Beach on Sunday, where we can come out and socialize and have fun and release all the stresses of life and, what we are faced with now by this current administration. And let us just come together and do what we have to do to ensure that each other will make it.
For the folks in your constituency who would like to go, again, some of them who only messaging me every 2 minutes, they want to know who they could contact in relation to transport, and so they're willing to pay, even if it's a little something to pay a little something for the bus to come down.
We have two buses organized. They can contact Michelle and Braveboy. She's the vice chairperson of the constituency branch.
All right, wonderful. Once again, we'd like to thank you so very much for taking the time to be with us tonight Honorable Kate Skeeter Lois Peters. And do enjoy the rest of your night. We know baby is waiting.
Thank you very much, and it was indeed my pleasure to be here with you, Sheldon. I'm looking forward to the next time.
Yeah, don't stay away too far.
Good night, everyone.
All right. And yes, indeed, folks, we were speaking there with the Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters. And of course, yes, it's always wonderful speaking with our MP. Yeah, that's one of my MPs. Yeah, when I say one of my MPs, that's one of my constituents. I have some constituencies that I consider home, and St. Andrew Northeast is one of the constituencies that I do consider home. Let me just rearrange a little bit here so that we can continue tonight's program. Folks, remember, we're heading to Hope Beach this Sunday. Looking forward to meeting all of you there. And we know that this lady will be there too, you know.
Just have some faith. This election we sticking with cage, loving and caring, always delivering. Nobody is perfect, but this lady so unique. I got no doubt that she care. I will give a listening ear. I'm sticking with Kate, you sticking with Kate, we sticking with Kate, we sticking with Kate. Because we know what we have, we don't know what we will get. If you vote someone else, you will live to regret. I'm sticking with Kate, you sticking with Kate, we sticking with Kate.
Yes, and we will be opening the phone lines now. Yeah, I didn't want to break the flow and take the phone calls this meeting. Next interview we do, we're going to take some of the phone calls. All right, nice. I know one or two of you were trying to get through on the phone line. I know you want to say goodnight to the Honorable Kate Skeeter Lois Peters. I know that, but we're going to make sure that you get the opportunity at the next one that we do.
We sticking with Kate, we sticking with Kate, because we know what we have.
And we say a special good night to all of the new viewers that we're seeing popping in every night. We say welcome, yeah.
I'm sticking with Kate, you sticking with Kate.
Let me say a special good night to Small Axe, yeah man. Papa, I'm waiting, I'm waiting.
Begging you now for heaven's sake, put the icing on the cake and vote for the woman. Let you continue.
Folks, remember to like and share the program. Yeah, make sure and hit that like button and share.
I'm sticking with Kate, you sticking with Kate, we sticking with Kate, we sticking with Kate, because we know what.
And we have a call online. Good night, sir.
Good night, Mr. Sheldon.
How are you doing, sir?
Sheldon, I went to the NC office in Pemota Junction to get some type of some material. The person tell me, the woman tell me, you know, boy for send David, what sign you for that? I said, Miss, I watched the pipe for some matter. She asked me, who you supported that election? I said, supported NLP.
Wait. Hold on, Papa. Hold on. We'll stay right there. You went to the office to inquire about material, and they ask you who you vote for?
Yeah.
You sure you're telling me the truth? I don't want to believe you, man. I think you must hear what they say, man. Yeah, what they say.
I tell them the truth. And they told me they can't help me.
You sure that's what they tell you, Papa?
The Prime Minister was there, Sheldon.
And he allowed that?
The was there, yes. He said they cannot help me.
No. So wait now, so the money in the treasury belong to NDC then?
It looks so.
That's their money?
They say they can't help me. I said, okay,
so
enjoy all the rest of it and I go my way.
All NNPI should refuse to pay taxes or what? Because if we ain't benefiting from services of the state, then maybe we have to stop paying taxes. We could do like the Minister of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation and not pay taxes because he owed over 2 million, and even he as a minister owing over 2 million, yet still NDC people getting stuff and NNP people not getting. I sure I know NNP ministers, former ministers or MPs that owe $2 million in taxes.
You understand? I tell everyone, enjoy the rest of the day. Take a shot of enjoy the rest of the day, and I go my way.
No. I'm not saying that you're not saying the truth, my brother. I'm just so shocked that, and usually nothing does shock me, but for them to come and tell you that to your face, even if they whisper it behind your back or something, but to ask you to your face who you vote for, they damn fast. You have a constitutional right. You have a constitutional right to vote for whichever political party you want to vote for, or even not vote if you don't want to vote. That's your constitutional right. And it's also...
I tell the woman, you see, rest of the I go my way, and not to tell she again. I ain't going back there.
My goodness. Oh, man. I'm so sorry to hear that, my brother. So sorry to hear that. All right, but thank you for bringing it to not just our attention, but the nation's attention, because that is disgusting.
Yeah.
And to know that happened.
Good night to Kate Lewis.
Yeah, man. And to know that happened with the Prime Minister there. You know, you said the Prime Minister was there.
Yeah, Prime Minister was there.
Oh, goodness. All right, my brother. Thank you so very much for your call. 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside of tonight's program. Hey, Joyce, what's up? Yeah, I see you. We have a caller online. Good night. Hello? Hello?
Hello, hold on. Hello, are you hearing me now?
Barely hearing you tonight, brother. I don't know, something wrong on your end.
Okay.
Because we ain't change up not know the WhatsApp, so something must be wrong on your end.
I know. Are you hearing me clear?
No. Can't hear you at all. You're very, very, very low. Let me see if...
Better?
Let me see. I'll fix it on... Let me see. I changed something on my end. Go ahead.
Better? Yes, I just want to say something on the caller just a while ago. He didn't also answer them. You know? I would not have answered them. I would have said who I vote for is my business.
But that's why it's a secret ballot, partner. That's why it's a secret ballot. You don't vote and you have your paper open for everybody to see. The secrecy of your vote is sacrosanct to the Constitution of Grenada, and to go into any parliamentary constituency office and be asked that question, in my mind, is criminal.
And they say to the man's face, I still don't want to believe that. I say the Prime Minister was I find that so hard.
I ain't saying he lied, but my goodness.
I'm not saying he lied, but I find that one so hard. That is what I'm saying. I find that one so hard. But anyway, I'm very sorry to hear that. I'm in shock. I was now listening to that and I'm very shocked. But what could you say? Because you see what's going on now, and I mean, I shouldn't be shocked, but I am shocked. But anyway, I'm so sorry to hear that, but we have to struggle, and that is a lesson for all of us to learn, that we have to do our groundwork. We have to. And if we don't do our groundwork, now register people, encourage people to vote and all this kind of a thing, this thing will continue. It will continue. You understand? Well, anyway, shall I have a good night? The only thing is I cannot be on Hope Beach on Sunday because I have to work.
Okay, my brother. We'll enjoy it for you too. All right, thank you. All right, thank you. Right, folks, 440-7377. That's the number for you to call and get on to the inside. And of course, those of you out there in the Grenadian diaspora who have been messaging me every 2 minutes, 347-329-3101. Yes, indeed. And folks, remember, we do have the donation link. You can make your donations and so on for us to help those in need, just like some of the people that Honorable Kate Skeeter Lois was just speaking about. Yeah, we have to find ways of helping them. Hello, good night.
Hello, good night.
You're live.
Good night, Sheldon.
Good night. Go right ahead, caller. Go right ahead, caller. You're live right now.
Okay. Sheldon, I feel they're talking to help me now.
Honorable Kate Skeeter Lewis Peters.
Kate Skeeter Lewis is a woman of a lot of respect, by a woman influence me. I just watch her and go by it. What I'm asking, I have some questions to ask. She is brilliant and she is good. I put today here on the ground that 3 more have to go from the NMP. That don't frighten me because I'm an NMP to my bone.
Don't frighten with propaganda.
Right, so I'm not listening. One of the worst things, I don't want to bring up that. Excuse me for a while. One of the worst things I've seen in sitting at Parliament is Tuesday. I watch a movie Tuesday. I see Nazim Buck pass through Parliament in the church. I see Peter David, I see Joe, I see Tillman.
and they never behave like this young group of they. Even Kieran my cousin, and I always Kieran calling them big dogs. I mean, no respect for the man who represent the Queen in the opposition leader. No respect. I mean, come on, where we going and what the Speaker of the House doing? I remember the Speaker when NXT forming the group. I listened this man talk, and today that man is the Speaker of the House. Nobody has to tell me that. I don't listen to programs. I does listen, and you know, we heading for destruction in this country because Peter was expelled from the party and he joined NMP. He didn't cross over like what Miss Delma Thomas do. She crossed over. She crossed, and I don't find. What is the reason you cross if you represent the people and you're so true and you're a Christian? Why didn't you say who is the faction of the party have the problems with? We need to know this. We need to know that. Because she keeps saying that it's another side of the faction of the party, but she's not saying who. And this is we need to know. I need to know that.
My
because
brother,
I'm listening now.
my brother, let me just tell you something so that anybody else that was going on call on it would know to not to bother. The
Well,
statements that they were making are geared
Yes.
towards trying to divide our party.
But Miss Case Lewis have my support right.
Of course.
She have me support. Peter have me support. If they want to jump, but I ain't jumping no ship. I see when they jump what's happening.
Nobody ain't jumping, man.
Okay?
All right, my brother.
Thank you very much.
All right,
Have a
thank
blessed
you.
night.
All
I was
right.
listening to your program, right?
All right,
because
thank
I
you.
being a part of the youth leader in St. David right now. I want to be on the NMP side right now on the board. So they have my support and they have my thing. I'm going to give them my number special when I call back on Tuesday, please God.
Okay. Or you could just WhatsApp us on the Talking Points WhatsApp and say this is the young man that spoke to you and so on, and I'll take your information and get in contact with you directly.
Okay, no
Okay.
problem.
Thank you, Ron. All right.
bro.
4407, and I think we have a call on the overseas line. Yeah. Oops. What is happening there? Wow. Something is up with my overseas line. This one is down. Yeah, so. Whoa. Yeah, I'm having a problem with my overseas line. Let me see if the problem is here. Ooh. Ow. Yeah, so the call on the overseas line, I am not sure what is happening there, but I am having a slight problem on that line. So let's go to the local line. Hello, good night. Hello. Hello. Okay, that caller is not paying attention. Folks, when you call, remember to pay attention to the phone line itself. So I'm having a problem with the overseas line. I'm not sure where that problem is coming from. Let me see if I try again. Yeah, I think I might get you now if whoever it is tries to call back on the overseas line. But let's try the local line. Hello, good night.
Pleasant good night to you, Sheldon.
Hi, good night to you as well. You're
How
live.
are you doing, sir?
I am fine. And we're live.
Nice.
Go right ahead.
Nice. I just want to say it's a great honor and privilege for I have been following the program very well, and I just want to say that, it's very, very inspirational. Yeah? And with the caller that speak about Honorable Keita Lewis, well, this is a lady that has a passion. This is a lady that I have seen, and again, she has a great, to be size. I just want to say to people come, they go, they come, they go, but this will never change me being a bone of the new National Party. The new National Party has done a lot for this beautiful land, continue to do a lot for this beautiful land. And whoever wants to go, well, I don't know what to say, right? But at the ending of the day, I want to let them know that a leader that we have, which is the Honorable Dr. Kit Mitchell, this is a great leader. And we as young people over there can take a page from this man's book. And if we want to actually go along and to trolley on in our life journey, we can take a page from the Honorable Dr. Kit Mitchell's book. This man knows how to manage, how to control, how to put everything in place. And the thing about it is the man is for the people. Dr. Keith is for the people, is for the youth, is for the senior citizens, it's for everybody. I am out there, and I'm hearing the voice of our young people cry, the voice of our children cry, the voice of our senior citizens cry. Today I passed in town, and there was a young lady with a child sitting, I can't remember the part she was sitting. And she said to me, she said, "Sir, do you have any small change on you?" Sheldon, this thing's hurt me so much. I said, "Lord have mercy." I just had to dip my pocket and just give it to her. The thing about it is, and how I am seeing that these people are not seeing that there is a lot of children out there that is crying. And I want to let them know the voice of the children is the voice of God. I want to let them know that the voice of the children is the voice of God. And also, the voice of the elderlies that do not have, that can't even get a little money to go and pay a little bill or to buy a little medication. Listen, it's coming.
Yes, indeed.
It is coming.
All right.
And I just want to say to we, the NNP, let us go out there. Let us see how we can, and what I also want to say to Sheldon, some of the things that we as the NNP party that has done, I want us to actually change. Right now, it is giving us into a book right now of changing certain attitude that we had before. When we out there now, we're gonna know how we're coming back with great policies and things to end up in our people of delayed hierarchy.
Caller, your voice has gone right down, but we'll give someone else a chance to call in right now because I'm hearing the beep with some other people trying to get in. But
thank you so
your
very
contribution is most appreciated, and we thank you so very much. Continue calling, please.
Okay.
All right, thank you. 4407377, that's the number for you to call and get onto the inside of tonight's program. Here, asking people who to vote for. Why do you think it's a secret ballot? It's a secret ballot because it's supposed to be secret. Nobody had to tell people who they vote for. They out of order. Hello, good night.
Good night, Mr. Sheldon Scott.
Good night.
And good night to the Grenadian people, home and abroad. I want to say good night to Matthew, good night. Mr. Campbell in Canada, good night. And to Miss Patricia Arthur Campbell, good night. Mr. What? Mr. What? Jingo, Depo, all these guys in America. Also to my children, Scott, good night. And Akira Scott, good night. I know I will tune in to hear you more than what. I want to say good night to everybody. A summary. Dr. Mitchell, good night, sir. Peter David, you don't answer me. And to Mitchell Ben, good night, darling, my little cousin. Yes. Sheldon,
Yes.
Come and pick up your money,
Great.
I just
Wonderful.
want the people, a lady that send the 100 US, the lady come and
Okay.
this afternoon. Anyhow, I say thanks on the behalf of them. To the people that help. Thank you very much. You know what I want to say tonight? Sheldon Scott, I work in the Ministry of Finance in all years. In Mr. Wilson, Miss Harding, she that it is now Mr. Alexander, and all these people, and I still have friends, Miss Hartford, Miss Belfon in the Ministry of Finance. I was the caretaker there. Yeah? I went in the treasury today to look for some of the co-workers. I was going to water bill. And I passed in there to see a friend there. And the people under the tent was Miss Sammy and I speaking. You know, you have a lady that has always gone shoplift. That shoplifting in the town. In all the Indian store. Police always locking out. The woman was saying, that's how I'm sorry, I don't get screen it. Every Grenadian, Mr. Scott, in Grenada, know me as a hustler, hustling in Song of St. George for years. And if even I get to screen it, I make my contribution. I work in the government pantry. I work in the laundry with the Cubans, Miss Docker's Worldwide, Mr. Boy, in the Ministry of Health. I work in a lot of different ministries in Grenada, make my contribution. So when she's saying that, oh, I'm missing the screening, I deserve to get something from the government of Grenada. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Mitchell, take a bow, sir. Take a bow for all the hard work that we did in this country. And we miss you. The Grenadian people miss you because tongue is a ghost, tongue now. This morning, an old man fall. He fall on his tent and St. John Street and Halifax Street. 4 police had to pick him up. I don't know if it's hunger or if he didn't feel good. People are just following town. He was stressed. He was stressed out. And I know the lady that had his son that had his phone, that they on the phone board, listening to car charge in the morning, are the most stressed people.
Gabby?
Yeah, because I was in the hospital.
Gabby, we're going to take it there because we have some other people trying to call in.
What you say?
No, we have some other people trying to call in, so we're going to cut it at that point.
All right, Sheldon, I'll cut off now.
No problem.
You don't want me to talk. All right, bye.
No, it's not I don't want you to talk, Cammy. No, it's not a matter I don't want you to talk. We have other people trying to call in too, and if you're on for 5 or 7 minutes and other people trying to call, we want to get as much of them in as possible because I'm hearing the beep in the background. So that's why I was just trying to get an additional person. It's not a matter of not wanting you to call. We have a call online. Good night. Hello? Hello? Yeah, I was trying to get that call on the... Oh, boy, yeah, we're having a problem with that overseas line tonight. And we have a call on the local line. Hello, good night.
Yeah, Sheldon,
Hi.
what you guys saying is right, is right. They're doing that. The NDC people doing that. You're right. Sheldon, the man don't lie. The NDC people doing that. They're asking you who you vote for and them kind of thing, Sheldon. They're doing it. Sheldon, another question I want to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Another question I want to ask, Sheldon. If, hello?
No, we're hearing you. You go ahead.
If Miss Delma Thomas didn't, okay. No. Listen to me. You hear me now?
No. You see, you ain't lower the volume and thing in the back. You can't be listening me there. Speak to me on the phone. Speak to me on the phone.
Right.
Go ahead.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
You hear me now?
I'm hearing you clearly. Ignore the radio or the computer or whatever you're listening in the back. Ignore that. That's about 2 minutes behind what we're saying.
All right.
Now.
You hear me now?
I was always hearing you. You go ahead.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, if Miss Delma Thomas, right, asking the question and I keep asking that is a matter you have to pick up. If NMP win the 15th seat, we shall go back with the NMP or we shall leave? Because we win 15th seat twice and we didn't have our opposition. If she's so honest, why she didn't break away from the party and form our opposition with Tobias? So you see the kind of mentality there is. They're playing games because they just know they're afraid to figure the fit. We lose and they don't want to admit we lose, we didn't do ground stuff, and we have to go back. So they just jump into a party and making us feel bad, but they better bring us down. Miss Delma has to do better than that. She should have do better than that because if she would not be 15, they would not have done that. If we only lose one seat, she would not have done that. She would have stayed with us. So this people are not running for the political thing. And we have to come out of the political thing and help Grenada and build Grenada. Grenada is a mess right now. In a real mess. You have to do better than that right now. That's my point.
All right. Thank you very much, caller. Yes, indeed. And I'm still trying to sort out the overseas line. I don't know if something is crossed or whatever it is because I am trying to get the calls. It's constantly ringing. But every time I try to answer the overseas line, I'm getting a lot of static. And I am not sure why. So I am trying. Yeah, I am trying to get the calls on the overseas line. But for some reason, it's let me try once again and see. Oh, yeah, having the same problem again. Yes, so I am not sure what is happening with that line. So, folks, you may have to call us on the WhatsApp. Yeah? The folks for the overseas line, you may have to call us on the WhatsApp for tonight. Hello, good night.
Hey, Shalom.
Hi, good night.
What's up?
I'm quite fine.
Good. Now, we have to remember that these people never were prepared to take office. And so it became a surprise to them that they were actually given a mandate to govern the country. So they do not understand the concept of the Constitution saying that it doesn't recognize a political party. They never read that. And so they believe it is well within their right to ask you who you vote for. And so we have to be careful about that, and we have to be forceful in making them know that they're out of place to ask those questions. The monies that are collected by the government, by the Ministry of Finance, by the Inland Revenue Department, are supposed to be expended for the development and for the comfort of Grenadians, each and every one, whether you voted NNP, NDC, NBPM, GULP, whatever. And they are not going to love that because they still think it's a game. We don't like Keith Mitchell and we get out Keith Mitchell, so it's a big party, whilst the people of Grenada continue to suffer. You know, so that's up to them now. They're going to continue doing that until we really put them in their place. And their place is really to be out of government. It's time these people start packing to leave. That's how I see it. Have a good night, my brother.
All right, brother. Thank you so very much. All right, and I'm still fighting with the overseas line. I am still fighting up with the overseas line to see if I can get it to work. So somebody give me a buzz on the overseas line. Let me see if we have solved the problem this time. Let me see if yeah, I think we've solved the problem on the overseas line. So give me a call. Those of you that were trying to reach us on the overseas line, give us a call now. And 440-7377, that's the local line, and 347-329-3101. That is the overseas line. All right, nice, beautiful. Folks, remember, on Sunday, we're heading up to Hope Beach. All right, all man and a brother. So contact your constituency representatives. You generally know the people are within your constituency, and if you don't, during the day tomorrow, you could use the opportunity to call 440-1875 or 440-1876, and you can speak to the young ladies there, and they will give you directions as to who you can speak to within a particular constituency. All right, so you can call them on 440-1876 or 440-1875. We have a call on the overseas line. Good night. Hello.
Hi, Sheldon. This is Carol Celestine from Brooklyn.
Hi, Carol. How are you?
The line is working.
Yes, it's working. It's working properly now.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
Take care. Just thought to say good night.
The technical man messaged me and tell me what to do, so I fix it.
Oh, okay.
All right. Thank you. All right.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Yes, indeed. 440-7377. And yes, I did see Simon. It's what was the name of Simon Says? Yeah, I saw Simon Says today. That program by Miss Jenny Simon. Yeah, it was a wonderful show. Just one or two little technical glitches to work out. Dealt with several issues and so. But you know, there's an issue I want to raise. Let me raise that issue quick before we Let me see if I could raise that issue quick before we run out of time, because I know time is very limited tonight. So let me see if I could raise that issue quick. Let me see if I could increase the size of this thing so I could see it. Right. I know last week a particular journalist was all in glee about Dr. Mitchell Lou's case and Dr. Mitchell this and Dr. Mitchell that, and he had to pay Mr. Patrick Simmons and all of that, right? Nice. Which ain't happening. But anyway, that case will be appealed, and so the courthouse getting a lot of work today, these days, because we know that Mr. George Worm, you went in court today because we know that you lost that case back on the 9th of February 2001. Yeah, you lost that case to Miss Brave Boy, and from what I've seen here, you're supposed to be in the number 3 court right? No, that is to appear personally, right? The number 3 court on the 25th day of September 2023. So there when you have to go? Yeah, because you have a judgment against you in the amount of $43,040. Mr. George, I hope you're putting that one on the front page. That you owe Miss Brave Boy. Yeah, from that judgment that was handed down against you on the 9th of February 2001. Mr. George Worm? Yeah, we know you have other judgments against you. Mr. Patrick Simmons, we know, I think, not Patrick Simmons, no, Dr. Patrick Antoine. Yeah, we know that you have a judgment against you. What is that one? $500,000, isn't it? Yeah, I hope you have $500,000 because you had to pay that one. Believe me, you got to pay that one. Right, and then you have some other judgments by Dr. Mitchell against you. I think it's more than one, multiple ones, is it? Yeah, 100,000, yeah, 100,000 there, or 200,000, them kind of thing there. Right. So, this lady trying to get she money before Dr. Mitchell and Dr. Antoine had to get their money, right? Nice. So, I know when you had to appear in court today, when you were supposed to appear, no, I think you had to appear in court in September. Nice, yeah, in September you had to go in court and thing. Yeah, because to date, between 2001, February 2001 and now, the only thing you have paid is $2,845, right? So let me see, that was out of the total there. So now the total that you're owing is what? $40,195? Mr. George Worm, you who was writing about who lose case and all kind of thing and who owe and I have to put that one up, boy. Nah, let me leave that one still. Mr. George Worm, Mr. Sandman, sing me a dream, da 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 da. Mr. George Worm, you should be the last person talking about who lose case and all kind of thing and who does be talking on truth and all kind of thing because you know it's not true. You should be the last person to be talking about putting people on there. Why you put yourself on your front page? Listen, you're talking about who paid this and who paid that and thing. You pay Dr. Patrick and 2,500,000 yet? You pay him yet? You pay Dr. Mitchell how much 100,000 you have him? And look, this lady now, she coming, she washing money. George Worm, pay the woman she money. Right? You have $40,195 for that's what you had due now. Since February 2001. That is before September 11th take place, you know. The country was at a different place back then. That is before September 11th even take place. Yeah, the 9th of February 2001. So right after independence, you went to court and you lose. Right? Pay the woman. You like to talk about people and put up things about people and who owe here and who owe there and all kind of thing. Put up yours too. Yeah, don't just put up other people's own. Put up yours. Warm to you, Georgie. So, Mr. George Worm, as per the judgment entered against you on the 9th of February 2001, to date you have only paid $2,845 out of the $43,040 that you are owed. You owe the lady, and so you had the $500 there, that's for the lawyer and thing. Court fees on the summons is $40 there, and the judgment was $42,500. So pay the woman because other than that, on the 25th of September at 9 a.m. you're in number 3 court and try to reach there by paying. Papa, pay the woman. What you can check a man on a radio program. They say he does get real money and go and gamble with it. Check him. I cry. Yeah, man, make sure and go and pay the woman she money, right? Time running out on you, Mr. George Worm. Time running out on you, all right? And you have several other court cases that have been coming up and so on, and there's something in relation to a public servant that I was hearing about yesterday. Yeah, I hear that involved some lady in the ministry that accused the woman of passing information to me, you know. I know the young lady, and I must know the young lady because I was the junior in the ministry in which she worked. So you must know the lady working in the ministry and so on. And they accused that lady up. Let me tell you something. On my mother and father grave, this young lady never passed any information to me. But as the same George Worm and all of them kind of accuse her of she share information and she's the one that give information and all kind of thing, all you better check all your own camp if all you want to find out who shared information. In fact, I should not even tell all of that. But anyhow, yeah, check all your own camp, right? Nice. If all you want to know who does share information, because some people ain't happy, you know. Some people not happy with the treatment that they have been receiving from you all. So you all need to be very, very careful. Yeah? Yeah, no data protection and all this kind of thing, all you want to talk about and all this kind of thing. Yeah, well, let me try and use that and come at journalists and them kind of thing and see what happens. Yeah, nice. Right, folks? So we're getting very, very close to wrap-up time. In fact, one of my computers actually telling me it's wrap-up time already, you know, but I would still say we're getting very, very close to wrap-up time. I may have time to take one more caller. I may have enough time to take one more caller if you call right now. But folks, just a program note. Yes, I know Monday is a holiday, but we will, God's willing, have talking points as usual on Monday night. All right? Not because it's a holiday will I not come out to do the program. Yeah, I ain't go short all your day in the week because it's a holiday. All right? Nice. So I will be out on Monday night, God's willing, for talking points. So just in case you all were wondering if the program will be on Monday night, yes, definitely the program will be on Monday night. Yes, we'll be on Real FM, we'll be on YouTube and Facebook, etc., etc., etc. We are working on getting another radio station added as well for the nights, especially when Real FM is not on with us, because a lot of people have been asking how can they get the program via radio. So we are working on that as well, just letting you all know that we are concerned, we are listening to you, and we are working towards that. And notice I say we, because as I continue to say, this is a team effort. All of us are involved, all right? This is a team effort. So as a team effort, I'll make sure and tell Mr. George Wom, that go and pay the woman before the 25th of September, Mr. George Wom. Go and pay. When people are looking at in court, you're paying it on the back page. Put that on in your document. Put that on your paper too. Why you ain't putting that one, George? From the 9th of February 2001. Come now, man. Why you ain't putting that one? Put that one up, Georgie. Don't hide that. Yeah, you want to put up thing about Dr. Mitchell. You put up thing about all kind of people. But you ain't putting up yours? What kind of hypocrisy is that, man? Yeah, show us that you're unbiased, that you're willing to even put up your own. So put it up. Don't hide it. Folks, that's all the time we have for tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. No, I cannot stay additional, even though I got in a little, I had a little issue getting in tonight. But even though, so we will make up that time. Maybe we might make it up Monday night. You know, I just make up my time with you all right? So, folks, in everything we say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you and not about you. Love each and every one of you. Looking forward to seeing you all up on Hope Beach on Sunday. All right, get in contact with the constituency reps, as I said. And folks, remember, those of you that might have machines to check your blood pressure or to check your blood sugar level and so on, and strips and so on, and you want to donate, you can also call 440-1875 and make an arrangement. They will tell you where you can leave it off and so on, so we can pick it up, so that we can have that healthcare aspect of it taking place up in Hope on Sunday. All right? I already have one person that contacted me to collect some stuff tomorrow, so I'm going to make sure I go and I collect that and pass it up to the head office tomorrow so that it can be brought up in Hope, and anyone else that wants to assist so that we can help people to help themselves. Folks, as I said, that's all the time we have for tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. And we will be back on Monday night. But before that, see you in Hope on Sunday.
Oh, yeah. I think the government in this country should treat the people more seriously. When they have their parliament meeting, something constructive should be happening. I visit them one evening in the parliament meeting. But what I see happening? Like these people high over cocaine. Why is the speaker speaking? In parliament in Kingston. Eric with a newspaper reading. In parliament in Kingston. They want to stop old people from driving. In parliament That the long say joke they making. In Parliament the kicks in all the time. They're blowing everybody mind. Kicks in all the time. They're blowing everybody mind. I know this country have problems and there's nobody to solve them. The opposition making browse so the big boys could play in the house. We can't get lights, neither water. Look at the situation with Wassa. They only making confusion, billing calls for horses to run. Why is the speaker speaking? In Parliament the kicks in. Murray with Tobago flag flying. In Parliament the kicks in. Sean Pan they always arguing.